How important is the trucking industry to the United States and Pennsylvania specifically?
Everything that you're wearing, anything that you buy, whether it's delivered on your front porch or you're picking up at the grocery store, at some point was hauled on a truck. So yeah, it is one of the larger industries in the nation. But I've always had an eye on transportation and different bills and worked on different legislation to kind of help that industry to continue to be prosperous. Because at the end of the day, the more efficient the transportation industry is, the trucking industry is, the better we can move goods around, the safer it is for the communities, but also at the end of the day, the cheaper it is to buy the things that you're going to buy in a store or have delivered to your house because of the transportation costs.
What do you think about the potential of autonomous vehicles taking over the trucking industry?
There's already a lot of autonomy in the vehicles. If you've ever driven a vehicle that has if you drift a little bit out of the lane,
Yeah.
it vibrates. The high beams, like if you're driving and the high beams automatically go down. So my wife's car has that feature. My truck doesn't. So I apologize to all the people that I've given the high beams in my driving to my truck, because I'm like, whoa, you kind of get used to that,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah.
get used to all those different features. But there's a lot of autonomy in vehicles right now, whether it be in a commercial vehicle or in your personal vehicle. They have the autonomous taxi cabs in certain states. I know Google's doing a lot of work in Pittsburgh. We actually worked on legislation when I was on the committee for that. I don't know that in order to be totally autonomous, all the vehicles would have to talk to each other.
Yeah.
So that if there's a car coming down and you're getting ready to pull out, that it's going to know to slow down to allow this car out. I think we're a little bit away from that. But if you look at some of the things that Tesla is doing right now, I'm old school. I still would drive a stick shift if I could. It's harder to find, and hopefully at some point I'll get another vehicle that's a standard shift transmission. I like to drive, but I do see an incredible opportunity for senior citizens. A lot of times people come to my office and they have issues and they have to get a ride. We're a very rural county, and most of the state is very rural. So mass transit in rural Pennsylvania is incredibly expensive and inefficient, right? Because you don't have like a 9 o'clock bus running from point A to point B, or one person on it, right? So I do see the opportunity to have autonomous vehicles, or just like an Uber type of system where senior citizens are going to have a doctor's appointment and they don't have a ride to get there, and they're going to be able to call somebody either via Uber or have their own autonomous vehicle that can drive them to the doctor's appointment and back.
Does
And I
it
think
worry
there's a
you
lot
at
of
all though?
I know. Have you seen some of the people on the road?
Fair.
Yeah. No. I mean, I don't know. I mean, are we gonna embrace tech? I think sometimes you look at technology. What scares me is your cell phones. You look at what it's doing to mental health and kids. That's not the only thing that's going on with that. But yeah. But I don't know. When the automobile came out, I guess the people that were putting shoes on horses were kind of worried they were going to not have job security, and they didn't, right? Everything's going to change. Everything's going to evolve. How do we, and that's kind of a role of government in a sense, but in society, how do we make sure it's safe, right? How do we use this technology going forward?